At the bottom of our world, hidden beneath layers of ice and silence, lies a land untouched by time. A place where the winds speak in howls, and the cold can freeze breath in midair. This is Antarctica, and in this frozen wilderness, lives one of Earth's most resilient and beloved creatures, the penguin. Few humans have walked these lands, even fewer have stayed. But in the face of these impossible conditions, penguins thrive. There are over 18 species of penguins in the world, but the emperor penguin reigns here. Standing up to 4 feet tall, weighing over 40 kilograms, these birds are living miracles adapted to an environment where no other bird dares to breed. Winds here can scream past 100 kilometers per hour, temperatures plunge to minus 60 degrees Celsius. Yet penguins have no fur, no fire, only each other. Facts. Dense layers of feathers trap heat. All-coated feathers repel water. Tight huddles save energy. Penguins rotate from outer circle to inner warmth. Survival here is not a battle of the fittest, but of unity, patience, and sacrifice. After the egg is laid, the mother leaves. She will travel over 80 kilometers to the sea, feeding for weeks. The father stays guarding the egg on his feet, unmoving, unfed, for 2 bitter months. Fact. Male emperor penguins fast for over 60 days while protecting the egg. If dropped for just a few seconds, the egg can freeze. In the coldest nursery on Earth, the bond of life begins. The ocean is where the penguin transforms from a waddling bird to a graceful torpedo. Facts. Penguins can dive up to 500 meters deep. Hold breath for 20 minutes. Diet includes fish, krill, and squid. Each trip into the water is a race against hunger and death. But not all who swim survive. In the dark water below, the predators wait. The leopard seal, silent, swift, and unforgiving. The killer whale, the ocean's black and white ghost. Facts. Leopard seals can wait motionless for hours. Orcas hunt in groups, using waves to knock penguins from ice. Here, every dive is a gamble. And yet they leap. When the snow grows deep and the wind too sharp, penguins take the path of least resistance, their bellies. Fact. Called tobogganing, belly sliding helps them conserve energy. They use flippers and feet to steer and push. It's not just cute, it's survival through ingenuity. With no GPS, no maps, and no path, penguins march across miles of shifting ice. They walk not in confusion but in memory. Fact. Emperor penguins return to the exact same breeding ground every year. They balance on claws and webbed feet, leaning forward for stability. Even in chaos, their steps are filled with purpose. A penguin may live 15 to 20 years each season, a repeat of storm, sea, and survival. And through each generation, the same song of resilience continues. But now, something stirs beneath the surface, not a predator, but a presence. Visual, melting ice, plastic debris, distant ships. Climate change threatens the ice they nest on. Overfishing depletes the krill they feed on. Noise and oil disrupt their silence. Fact. In the last 50 years, some penguin colonies have dropped by over 80%. Rising temperatures melt sea ice, removing breeding ground. Their battle is no longer just against cold, but against us. In a world of silence and snow, how do penguins speak to one another? The answer is in rhythm, sound, and heart. Facts. Penguins use unique vocal calls. Every penguin has a distinct voice. Chicks can recognize their parents among tens of thousands. They use body language, bowing, flapping, and nudging. They may not speak as we do, but what they say is unmistakable: you are mine. I will protect you. Evolution has carved a masterpiece in black and white. But every part of a penguin's body tells a story of survival. Amazing penguin adaptations. Feathers are densely packed up to 100 per square inch. A special oil gland keeps them waterproof. Solid bones, unlike flying birds, help in deep diving. Thick fat layer, blubber, keeps internal body temperature stable. Nature did not forget them. She shaped them for ice, water, and family. Among penguins, love is not a word, it's a choice. A daily sacrifice. Facts. Both parents take turns in feeding and guarding. Some penguin species mate for life. Males go weeks without eating just to keep the egg warm. When the storm screams the loudest, it is not strength, but love, that keeps a chick alive. Penguins do not only belong to the ice. Some dance on warm beaches, others nest in rocky cliffs. Global penguin species highlights. Galapagos penguin, only penguin living north of the equator. African penguin, known as jackass penguins due to their braying call. Little blue penguin, the smallest of all, found in Australia and New Zealand. No matter the land, no matter the climate, the penguin is a symbol of resilience. But the ice is thinning, not just beneath their feet, but beneath our future. Elite check. Sea ice loss threatens breeding. Plastic and oil spills kill thousands yearly. Overfishing reduces food supply, krill. Penguins are more than survivors, they are messengers. Sentinels standing at the front line of climate change. Scientific insight. Scientists use penguin breeding success as an indicator of ocean health. The decline in krill, penguin food, is directly linked to warming seas and melting ice. Penguins are listed as indicator species in climate research. When the penguins fall silent, science listens. And the earth whispers back, time is running out. Their struggle may begin in Antarctica, but its echoes reach us all. Facts. Global warming is not a distant threat, it affects weather, food chains, and ocean currents. Helping penguins helps all marine life, from fish to whales. Human behavior thousands of miles away directly affects the polar ice caps. The penguin's fate is tied to yours. If they vanish, so does a part of our shared story. Across the icy horizon, a chorus rises. Not in words, but in action. In a land where nothing grows, no war has been fought. No tree has fallen. Here, the penguin stands, a silent ambassador of peace. Symbolic insight. Penguins are not aggressive to other species. Antarctica is governed by the Antarctic Treaty, a rare global agreement that preserves peace and science. If we can protect them in Antarctica, can we not learn to protect each other on Earth? The chick's first cry, the first step, the first slide. In every small penguin, there is a promise. Inspiration for young minds. Penguins are used in children's books, movies, and education. Youth around the world are joining cleanup drives, protecting the oceans. When a child learns to love a penguin, they begin to love the planet. They cannot fly, but they glide in water. They face storms, but they never flee. They live with less, but give their all. Metaphors of penguin behavior. Loyalty, long-lasting pairs. Teamwork, huddling for warmth. Bravery, diving into predator-filled waters. Hope, returning to the same breeding ground year after year. The penguin reminds us, greatness is not in size, but in courage. As winter turns to summer, as snow gives way to sea, the penguin's journey begins again. It is a rhythm written into the earth itself, a dance of frost and faith. Penguins return year after year to the same location. The life cycle continues unless disturbed by environmental disaster. To keep this cycle spinning, we must freeze time. In the places that still remember it. They have no place in our ancient scriptures, yet their image lives in our stories, our art, and our hearts. Facts and reflections. Penguins symbolize loyalty, community, and endurance. In Japan, penguins represent good fortune and innocence. Climate activists use penguins as icons of fragile beauty in danger. Some see them as symbols. Some as guardians of purity. But no matter the view, we agree on one thing. The world is better with them in it. What is it about this creature that touches something deeper in us? Perhaps it is because penguins remind us of who we were before noise. When survival meant unity. When silence was sacred. When life was elemental. Metaphor. The Antarctic is like a temple of survival. Penguins represent a life lived close to the earth without greed. In their stillness, there is peace. In their journey, there is truth. I do not fly, but I've seen skies brighter than gold. I do not build, but I've made homes from love and ice. I do not speak, but I carry the language of generations. If I vanish, let it not be in silence. Remember me, not just in story, but in your choices. The ice is melting faster than ever. The ocean is warming. The fish are vanishing. But this is not a funeral. This is a wake-up call. Plant trees. Use less plastic. Support clean energy. Protect ocean sanctuaries. Teach the young. Because we do not inherit the earth from our ancestors, we borrow it from our children. Protect the penguins. Protect the poles. Protect the planet. When we are gone, they may still stand. When all is silent, they may still sing. Because life, in its truest form, is not loud, fast, or large. It is the quiet breath of a chick in winter. The echo of flippers on ice. The courage to dive into the unknown again and again. And as long as a penguin stands, hope is not lost. Collage of powerful moments, a chick hatching, an adult diving, parents feeding, penguins walking in a line. Aurora lights over the southern ocean. Penguins vanishing into fog. Then a single feather floating on the sea. One bird. Black and white. In a land of nothing, it creates everything. The penguin does not fly, and yet, it lifts us. The penguin does not speak, and yet, it teaches. And in its stillness, it calls to a world that moves too fast. Asking not for applause, only time. Let them slide. Let them call. Let them stay. Because when the penguin is gone, we lose more than a species. We lose a piece of wonder. Here they stand. Brave. Silent. Beautiful. Not asking for sympathy, only space. Not begging for help, only time. We call ourselves intelligent. Evolved. Then let us act like it. Because in saving them, we save the part of us that remembers how to love without words. Let the ice remain. Let the penguins live. dedicated to the ice walkers, the tide dancers, the last guardians of the South.